Now, when something is being aggressively foisted on you, that's toxic. You see, I can bring toxic masculinity. Yo, boy, you're supposed to move in this way. You're supposed to think in this way. And I'm pushing it on you. It's toxic.
What up? I'm Hugh Flynt, Playboy the Hustler, and this is Hugh Flynt's Philosophy. Now, before we get into it, I'm going to need y'all to bang that like button, bang that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so y'all can rock with me every time I drop a new video. You heard me? Now, today I'm going to be getting into a topic that's really real to me, all right? It's basically my struggles with parenting versus social conditioning. And so they're not always aligned. Feel free to comment. Let me know what y'all think about the situation, especially parents. I want to hear what y'all got for me, right? So, a child is first born. Everything is neutral, right? There's some things that are assigned to the child immediately. The gender is pre-selected. The race is pre-selected. Birthday pre-selected, the zodiac sign, if these things are pre-selected, right? So everything's pretty much neutral. And then comes the conditioning. Now, a lot of us were conditioned socially as well. Pretty much all of us. Initially, it's boys, we push the color blue. Girls, we push the color pink. There's just kind of a social dynamic that we kind of just force on our kids immediately because that's the same thing that was forced on us. But then my thing is, before or even after they decide what their favorite color is and they break out of that, there's some social conditioning structures that I'm just not feeling. Know what I mean, B? Because I'm trying to parent my kids to be productive members of society, and I really don't feel like the social conditioning is aligned with where I'm trying to parent my kids and where I'm trying to guide them. So that's really bothering me. You know what I mean? Like, for example, one of the things is food, health, society promotes fast food, these greasy fast foods that they got out, and going out to eat, basically spending money to eat unhealthy, these processed foods and all these preservatives and just food that's not good for you. You know what I mean? We know that now, that a lot of these foods are not good for us. Now we kind of understand what's really going on in the foods. But for some reason, every time you turn on the TV, it's junk food, it's fast food, and it's just all this food for you to buy. So they want you to basically spend your money to slowly kill yourself. And this is conditioning your kids. I don't even go out to eat. I cook most of the time. And my kids will still be like, they want to go spend their own money at fast food restaurants. And I'm like, no, I'm not about to let you do that. And it's just like, it's because they're conditioned and it's just not aligning with what I'm trying to get done. Even when we get home, we're not just stopping past the fast food joint to, spend $30 because what? Because you've seen a commercial? Because all of a sudden you got a taste for, this greasy burger? Like, that's not really aligning with what I'm trying to do here. For real, all you gotta do is follow the money. Who's profiting from pushing all of this different stuff to society? Who's profiting? Who's making the money? And so if you just follow the money, it's easy to understand why certain things are pushed. It's always something involved. And usually that something is not really helpful to you, your life, what you're trying to do, the lives of your children, what's the best interests for human beings. None of that. It's about some money. So just follow the money, man. You'll always know what's really going on. Another thing I really got an issue with is how society promotes femininity in males and masculinity in females. Now, this is really a thing that's been new as of the past, I don't know, 50 years or 100, I don't know how long this has been in play, but it's relatively new. Society used to mold the roles for men to be tough and protectors and go to war for our country, and women to stay home and bake. But now that everything's full circle, it's like, nah, we actually need the women to come work, right? And we need the men out of the household. And we need the man and the woman not to get along. We need them at odds. And so that's kind of the new thing. And so they tell our boys that our masculinity that they programmed into boys is toxic, right? And then they tell our boys that we should embrace our feminine side. You know, we should get in touch with our emotions. And we do need to identify our emotions, right? We need to understand them, identify them, and understand them, because we need to control our emotions, or our emotions will control us. That's just my philosophy. I believe we need to control our emotions, right? We need to identify them to control them so they don't control us. But I don't think we need to get in touch with a feminine side, like there's a feminine side. I just think that's a little bit extra right there. That's just my opinion on, that whole thing. And like I say, it's against what they previously conditioned for our boys. We were conditioned to teach our boys, get up, be tough, don't cry. But now it's in the best interest for men to not be masculine. So they make all masculine traits appear toxic. And, all traits can be toxic. A lot of things can be toxic. Masculinity is not toxic just because it's masculinity. It's toxic is separate. You can be toxic anything, right? So, with this whole new way they're trying to condition our boys and our girls, it's really crazy. They're telling our girls now that to be strong, be strong, be independent. You don't need a man because you can do anything a man can do. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with being strong. There's nothing wrong with being strong, but do you always have to, be manly and fight a fight what are you really fighting? You're just paying taxes. All that independence, you're just a taxpayer. You're just another taxpayer for them. Do you really want to be masculine? Okay, maybe you don't need a man. But just because you don't need a man doesn't mean you don't want one. What do you want? What makes you happy? So it's like, just because you can do everything that a man can do, or just because you feel like you can do everything that a man can do, doesn't mean you should. It doesn't mean that that's the best thing for our girls. But that's what they want. They want women to be doing man stuff, and they want men to be doing women stuff. Because we all know when the man starts to act feminine, he gets no respect from his woman. And when a woman starts to act masculine, she cannot attract, and she especially cannot keep a man. So they just want us at odds. That's what that conditioning is about. Like I say, just because you're capable of doing it, it's not about capabilities. It's about what makes you happy. I seen a video the other day. The woman was talking about how she got multiple businesses, super independent and successful. But the thing that makes her the happiest is making dinner for her husband. And I was like, wow. That's deep. If I find it, I'll leave it in the disc box. It was deep and it was real. They want to make this gender neutral thing like, men can do women stuff and women can do men stuff. And it just needs to be, one big gender. Like that is not how things are intended to be. I'm sorry, because that's just not science. That's not our genetic makeup. Males have a Y chromosome. This is why, I forget what state it was, but the one state, they made it so male transgenders couldn't participate in the female athletics. I mean, I seen a video the other day of the transgender male busted the girl's face all up in like the UFC or something like that. Cracked her skull. Like, what? You think this is the equality y'all signed up for? You want a man to change genders and bust your whole skull open? This is what y'all really signed up for with the equality thing? Nah. Women have X chromosomes. Males have XY. That Y is very important, because it's like, why are you trying to be a man? Stop it. That is not healthy, B. Cracked skull. I'm gonna leave that in the disc box too if I can find it, right? It brings me to this point about the doctor. I just seen this, and this is Joe Biden's. This is who he selected to be his assistant secretary of health. This is a doctor by the name of Dr. Rachel Levine. A lot of people are calling it radical gender ideology, because this is what Dr. Levine is saying. She's saying that children ought to be given the latitude to choose their own gender. Levine has advised adults to try not to force them one way or the other, and instead to follow the child's lead. Now that's serious. I'm gonna read that again. She said, children, as in children, little kids, not just 16-year-olds, little kids, pre-pubatory kids, right? They ought to be given the latitude to choose their own gender. Choose your own gender. Now, this is, like I say, this is something that is pre-selected. This is something that's selected by the male, the Y chromosome, and it's just the way that human beings were designed. We were designed male, female, to, reproduce, make more babies. I don't know what's going on. This is crazy. Children ought to be given the latitude to choose their own gender. Levine has advised adults as in the parents, has advised adults to try not to force them one way or the other. I'm not forcing my kids no way. There's nothing to force. Their gender has been chosen. Know what I mean? Their gender has been chosen by the creator, by the Y chromosomes, B. I'm not forcing nothing. Parents, how could you force your child to be one way or the other? They are what they are. I think these people in society are trying to force them one way or the other. All right? That's what I think. And instead follow the child's lead. Now, who follows a child's lead? Who follows a child's lead? Now, I know it's their life, but who follows a child's lead? Like, I'm be honest with you. This last one, like, that last line killed me. Follow a child's lead. My kids can't even decide their bedtime. That's a small decision. They don't even know how much sleep they need. There's no way I'm going to allow my children to make life-changing decisions that can't be reversed. I mean, I don't really even know the reversal. Like, I'm not like deep into the research of it, but whether it's reversal, these are life-changing decisions. How could a child, pre-puberty child, make these decisions? Like, come on, B, seriously? Like, this is what they're really trying to push out here. This is crazy, man. You know, I just believe that when it comes to kids, like I say, it's their life, but we need to allow them to be kids as long as possible. As long as they want to be kids, they can be kids, man. I mean, there's plenty of time to be an adult. There's plenty of time to make life-changing decisions. There's plenty of time to alter, you know, whatever you want to alter with yourself. I mean, everything else is 18 and up. So it's like, I just don't understand why they're trying to push this socially acceptable gender switching in kids. I just don't get it. But like I say, you follow the money, you'll always get the answers you want. Now, the other thing, and it kind of coincides with that, is society promotes sexualization. They've been doing this for quite some time, right? Sexualization in minors. You know, they've been promoting sexualization for a while now, but in minors, it's really, you know, crazy. And you know, they always had their jokes, their adult jokes in cartoons. I remember growing up, I was watching cartoons and I never really caught none of the adult jokes. Now, when I watch the cartoons now, even the older ones, it's like, oh, they really like, you know, they really had like adult jokes in there. No wonder, you know, parents used to laugh when they would watch the cartoons with us. But, you know, we wasn't catching them. They got blatant sexualization, kissing, fondling in cartoons. I mean, we're talking about cartoons on Netflix. We're talking about Disney. We're talking about, you know, like specifically for children. And they're straight, you know, these are straight sexual sexcapades going on in these episodes. It's crazy to actually push sexual liberation, to promote sexual liberation to children. It's criminal. I mean, and it's an extreme battle dealing with, you know, the social pressures that they put on your kids to be sexually liberated, you know, teenagers. It's crazy. And it's funny because the news just came out about Kim Kardashian leaving Kanye, and of course we all knew that was going to happen. That was a matter of time. I mean, even he knew. I heard him talk about it once, like, yeah, my wife didn't leave me yet. Like, he knew it was only a matter of time. But I think what's funny about that whole situation, or the previous situation, is when he started to retract on the whole letting Kim be, you know, who she is, letting her show her body, take naked pictures, all of that type of stuff. He just started to, like, I don't want to use the word wake up, but, you know, he started to, like, be more conscious of the damage that it was doing to him psychologically, and, you know, how it could affect his kids, obviously. And so he had said in the one article, this gonna be in the diss box too, he mentioned they had a back and forth. I didn't realize that was affecting my soul and my spirit as someone that's married and loved. The father of what's about to be our 4 kids. A corset is a form of underwear. It's hot. It's hot for who though? Kind of like, the situation with Aisha Curry. She spoke about only saving her body for that someone special, and now that someone special is all of us, because we're all seeing her naked now. So it's like, the who are you getting naked for? Not for me, it's for the rest of the world. And so Kanye had a problem with that. He wasn't feeling that, and he talks about how I believe he believes that's going to affect his children, because he had made the post like, won't no West kids be posing for Playboy or something to that nature. And so, and this was like after she had posed naked for Playboy. He was like, nah, not no West girls. Like basically a Kardashian might do it, but not a West. And so I'm sure he's battling too, because they're conditioning our kids to just be sexualized. And it's like, it's a battle. If you don't want your kids to be sexualized, then you have to battle with the social conditioning that's all around them, especially now with social media and the phones. It's like, even if you try to stop them from getting on it, they could sneak on it or get on their friends. You can't lock them up in a house. It's like, you just have to embrace the whole social media online thing and just give them the best parenting you can, and hope that they take the advice, and hope that they realize before it's too late that they can be whoever they want to be. They don't have to be who society's trying to program them to be. Know what I mean? So that's my battle, man. That's my battle with the whole thing. I just want my kids to be brave, because it takes bravery to live outside of what's acceptable to society. What society wants to push. To live outside of that, it takes an immense amount of bravery. And how many children are actually built like that? Know what I mean? That's the battle. That's the struggle. That's what's going on in society today. And that's what it is, man. So, hit that comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about the video. Let me know what y'all think about the topic. Let me know what y'all think about social conditioning and children especially. Know what I mean? If you enjoyed this video, you already know what I need y'all to do. Bang that like button, bang that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so y'all can rock with me every time I drop a new video. You hear me?